Hello friends, welcome back to Laravel 11 tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss about Laravel migration. Okay, so we already discussed about MVC, means a model view, controller, database connection, and related things. In this video, we are going to discuss about Laravel migration, what is migration, and what are the purpose of that things, and we'll create a migration and we'll display all the things related to migration. Okay, so what is migration? Laravel provides migration for easy access of database, means it's a database related things, and obviously if you say any database related thing, that means it's a model related things. Actually, Laravel provides this for accessing database. Migration is related to database table structure but not the data, right? Sometimes you may have a question that can we use migration to insert or update some data? Actually, the answer is no. We have a defined option to insert, update, delete, means data manipulation. There is defined options, but for database or database structure related things, to create any table or to alter or drop to table, we will basically use the migration. Another advantage of migration, suppose in a same project 10 developers are working. Okay, so when any changes or any implementation is done, then they commit their code. But how to commit their database? Means when one developer push the code into the repository and another developer just pull the code and can use that things, but they cannot pull the database related things. So if you create a migration, then we can run that migration for every system and we'll get the same instance or same structure. Okay, actually this is a file based things, means if you check in the project directory, so there is the project directory installed, and you can see there is a folder database. In the database folder, we have a folder migration. So all the migrations will come here, and this is the default migration when we create any application or when we install this Laravel application. That time actually we are getting by default. So let's see what is in this and let's understand what are those. Okay, so by default we are getting these things. Actually this is the file and used to manage the database. Okay, so basically these are the anonymous function, and here we'll get a two function, one is up and another is down. Okay, so what are these things? Actually when we run any migration, I will show you how to run migration. First let's understand. So when we run any migration, that time this up function will work or will run the up function. Means what is inside the up function will execute. Means if you run this migration, then it will create a users table, and these are the columns. I will show you, I will explain you why this. And another things, it will create another table, password reset table, and these are the columns. Another table sessions it will create, and these are the columns. Okay, so when we migrate, then using this migration we can create three tables, that is user, password reset token, and the sessions. Okay, this is the default migration. Now the thing is what are the columns and how to define columns? Suppose in a user table we have some columns like ID, name, email, or password, any type of things. Okay, so here using table, okay, using table ID, that means it will create a ID, a column. Obviously this will be auto incremented and primary. The string name, that means it should be a varchar column and the column name is name, and this is the same, and the varchar column email, and it defines as a unique, means same email cannot be accepted multiple times. Okay, and this is the timestamp email verification, and this is the another column. So all are the actually columns. Interesting thing is this is the timestamps. So timestamps actually create two columns. one is created at and another is updated at. So in Laravel, if you create a migration, and always will get at least two columns, that is created at and updated at. Okay, here we can see in the password reset table we don't use the timestamps. Actually we use timestamp, and we mention that created at should be nullable. So these are actually migration files. So there are another migrations file for cache. So there is two table, will create a cache logs, and create jobs. There is job and job batch table, fail jobs table. So there are three tables. Okay, so let's see how to run migration. So to run migration, we have a artisan command. So before migrating this, we need to check some things. Make sure you have a database. So I am creating a Laravel 11 database. So this is my database name, Laravel 11. Currently it's blank. And another things, we need to connect this database with our application. How to connect? We are using MySQL database, and these are the credentials. So to connect with the database, we need a database name, username, password, host name. Okay, so these are the basic things when you connect with any database. So I configured in the environment section. Okay, so when it's done, then we can create, or then we can start. And another things, here these are the drawback, you can say, or you can say these are added features. Actually, if you go to the app service provider, inside the app provider we are getting app service provider. Here we will just create a string name, string email, but we have not specified any length. Okay, so inside the app service provider we can create a default string length. Okay, so for that we need to use one thing. We need to use in this way, use illuminate, just copy this, illuminate support, then facets, support, and then facets schema. Okay, so actually what we using, we will use the schema. So these are the things actually we need to use in the app service provider, and we can define the default the string length inside the boot method. So when any application will run, app service provider by default is calling. Okay, now it will by default call the boot method, and here just use the schema and just write a default string length, DEFAU, default string length, and let's use 191. Okay, so these are the things. Now let's see how to migrate. So if you just go into the CMD or terminal, whatever, so let's see how to migrate. So PHP artisan list. So here you will see the list of artisan commands available to use. So these are the commands. So we'll use the migration command. Okay, so to run migration, simply we can use migrate, and to install migrations or to reset rollback status, we can use these things. Okay, now I just want to run the default migration. So simply write PHP artisan migrate, and it will migrate all the migrations files. Okay, so it's preparing a database, and you can see the 3 migration file is ran. Now if you check, we'll get some tables. Okay, so we'll getting 9 tables. So what are the 9 tables? So you can understand the cache logs, fail jobs, all are defined into this here. So job batch, fail job. Okay, 3 table, job batch and fail job. Okay, and if you check the cache, then you can see the cache logs, the 2 tables. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 tables are done, and you can see the password is a token, session and users. Basically this will use from that things, means these tables are created from that. And the another things, the migration table. Actually this is the default table to manage migration Laravel provides by default. So if you check the structure, so you will get three things. So one is ID, migration and batch. So what are the batch? Actually, let's browse this table. You can understand what is there. So whatever migration file executes, this recorded here, and these are the batch. Actually, these are the maintains in which batch this migration ran. Means if you rerun this command, then it will actually check this whatever the migration files going to migrate, these are already migrated or not. Actually, this will check from migrations. So if these are migrated, then it will show nothing to migrate. Okay, so that is the reason migration files is created. So I will create our own migration and we will see how the batch is using and how this table actually using. Okay, now let's create our own migration. Suppose I want to create our own migration. So how we can do this? So simply let's create PHP artisan make migration. So whatever you will create, then always you need to use the make. Okay, make migration, and I want to create a block table. Okay, so simply write create blocks table. Okay, and I just going to mention the table name. So simply write create and write blocks. So by entering this, it will create a migration file into our database migration folder. So if you check inside our Visual Studio Code, just closing these things, and here you can see these are actually created. So when we run this application, when you run this migration, then the table ID and timestamp means there are no others column we have created. So this is the blank. Actually it will migrate it. When it will migrate, it will migrate, but only the ID auto increment field and timestamps field means created and updated at these two columns will create. Okay, so let's migrate this and let's see what happened. So if you write PHP artisan migrate, so if you just go to the database section, let's refresh. So these are actually batch 2 and the create blocks table are migrated in the batch 2. And if you just go to the database section, so you will get another table. The table name is blocks, and if you go to the structure, you can see only the three things are created. One is for ID, so if you check the code ID, and another is for timestamps, that is created and updated. So you can understand the begin and auto increment, this is the primary key. Okay, so in this way we can create. Now the thing is, these are the blank table, we have no purpose of that. So I want to add some things. So let's roll back that things. Means I just wrongly added the recent migrations. So I want to roll back, means I want to delete that table. So how we can do this? So simply write PHP artisan migrate, and let's see the command migrate rollback. Okay, so actually I know the command, but I just want to suggest you always use this artisan list. So first few months you will need the help of these things, and after that you can understand or you will habituate of that to use of this command. Okay, so simply write PHP artisan migrate rollback. Okay, so just enter this, it will roll back the table. Means if you just refresh this, you will not see the blocks table, and if you refresh this also deletes. Great. Now I want to migrate these things again, PHP artisan migrate. So blocks table will appear and it's batch 2. Okay, so blocks are appear. Now I want to add something into the blocks table. Okay, now I just want to add suppose block title. So simply write string and here write title. So I want to add two things. Okay, so table string and table text. Okay, so one is the title and another is content. Let's make it simple, content. Okay, now if I just going to run the migration, will it migrate? No, it will say nothing to migrate, because if you check, this migrations already done, so it's checking the migration table, this create blocks table already executed, that's the reason it's not migrating. So first we need to roll back, PHP attrition, roll back, and then migrate. So it will migrate again, and if you check the blocks table structure, you will get another two columns, title and content. Alright, so I set the varchar 191 in the app service provider, there's a reason default 191, so you can write 255 or 250, anything. Actually you can understand what is the purpose of varchar. Okay, so in this way we can create a basic migrations, and there are lots of available comments. So for string type of data we just use the string, for content we just use text. So there are separate options, suppose enum, there is another type of data, number, many type of data you can have in MySQL options. So you can go through the document, or I will create a separate video for in details, it means alter, update, and then drop, all the things we'll do in the upcoming video. Hope you can understand this video, and if you have any confusion you can comment me in my comment section. So thanks for watching this video. Please share this video with your friends, and please subscribe this channel for upcoming video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. Bye.